Hi guys, very good morning to one and all. Welcome to Laksham Educations. This is the part 3 in our physics basic series that which information gives about the units and measurementation topic. Okay children, in previously two sessions we discussed briefly about what is meant by physical quantities and what are the classification of physical quantities. And what is meant by unit, what are the different systems of units we have. And third one, what are the rules we have to follow while we represent the units for the physical quantities. These are the three important topics what we have discussed previously. Okay children, coming to the point, in today's class we are going to discussing the very interesting and important topic that which belongs to the units and measurementation. Of course this topic is very useful to all of the children from 6th standard to intermediate level. The topic is nothing but dimensions and dimensional formulas. So once again I am repeating, the topic is dimensions and dimensional formulas. So let us try to define that what is meant by dimension and what is meant by dimensional formula and what is the difference between them. So first I go along with dimensions. We remember one thing, dimensions is nothing but when you want to represent any physical quantity. What is meant by physical quantity? Any quantity if it is measurable, that is called as the physical quantity. That means when you described by any number. So the physical property of anything, if it is described by any number, is nothing but the physical quantity. So simply dimensions means when you want to represent any physical quantity in terms of their fundamental quantities. In terms of their fundamental quantities, raising their powers. That means dimensions are nothing but powers. Okay children, so when you want to explain clearly about this topic dimensions and dimension formula, first we have to discuss the classification of physical quantities. Already we know one thing, physical quantities can be classified into mainly two types. What are they? One is fundamental quantities and the one is the derived quantities. So according to the definition of the dimensions, what we are saying, when you want to represent any physical quantity in terms of their fundamental quantities, here fundamental quantities means, look at here, what are the different fundamental quantities we have? First one, mass, length, time, temperature, electric current, luminous intensity, and 7 mass of the substance. So once look at here, these 7 are called as the fundamental quantities. How can we define the fundamental physical quantities? The quantities which are exist independently. These are not dependent on anyone. Those are called as the fundamental quantities. Look at here, length, mass, length, time, temperature, electrical current, luminous intensity, mass of the substances. These are the seven important fundamental quantities what we have in our physics world. In dimensions and dimensional formula concept, by using these 7 fundamental quantities, so when you want to represent the physical quantities in terms of these 7 fundamental quantities by raising their powers, that expression is nothing but the dimensional formula. I hope you can understand easily the difference between the dimensions and dimensional formulas. Dimensions is nothing but when you want to represent the physical quantities in terms of their fundamental quantities by increasing their powers. That means dimension is nothing but powers. Then how can we define the dimensional formula? Simply dimension formula is only expression of representing the physical quantity in terms of their fundamental quantities. Okay children, so in generally in dimensional formula we use 3 main dimensional formulas. What are they? Mass, length and time. So mass indicated by the capital M, length capital L, time T. So look at here, these M, L, T are called as the important dimensions what we have here. And next one, what is the use of the dimensional formulas? Why we use here? Simply, we remember 2 important points. First one, when you want to check any correctness of an equation, at that time dimension formula is very useful. And second one, when you want to know the relation between the different physical quantities. For example, look at here, mass, length, time. These are the three different fundamental quantities. But when you are in representation of the dimensional formula process, we try to give the relation between the mass, length and time. So I explain with some examples also now. Okay. So I hope this we can understand this one. What is the difference between the dimensions and dimensional formula? Simply dimensions are nothing but powers. When that powers are expressed for any physical quantity in terms of their fundamental quantity, that process is nothing but the dimensional formula. That means that expression is nothing but the dimensional formula. Okay, children. So now we go to another topic. And next one. Once again, I am repeating the classification of physical quantities. Already we know the physical quantities can be classified into mainly two types: fundamental quantities and derived quantities. Fundamental quantities that which are exist independently. Derived quantities, the quantities those are derived from the fundamental quantities, nothing but the derived quantities. So look at here, these derived quantities can be classified into again two types. What are they? First one is the scalars and second one is the vectors. Once again I am repeating, the physical quantities, when you are discussing regarding their magnitude and direction, there are the two classifications are there. One is scalars and the other one is the vectors. Then what is mean by scalar quantity and what is mean by vector quantity? Look at here. Scalar quantity means the physical quantity which have only magnitude, particular number, described by particular number. For example, 10 kilometers, the distance between the 2 points is nothing but the 10 kilometers. Here 10 is the numerical value that which gives information about the magnitude. A person has a mass 50 kg. Here 50 is called as the numerical value and that one is also called as magnitude. And kg and kilometer the units that which represents the physical quantity of that one, physical property of that one. Okay, now going to the topic, scalars. The physical quantities whose have only magnitude but no direction. Once again I am repeating, the physical quantities whose have only magnitude but no direction, that is called as the scalar quantity. For example, mass, length, time, speed, area, volume, all these are belongs to the scalars. Why? Because in that one only magnitude is there is no more direction, right? In second one, vectors. Then how can we define the vectors? The physical quantity whose have both magnitude and direction. Both magnitude and direction. Once again I am repeating the difference between the scalars and vector quantities. In scalar quantities we are discussed about only magnitude of the physical quantity. But in vector quantity we discussed both magnitude and direction. That means the physical quantities can be classified into two types here. One is the scalar quantities and the other is the vector quantities. So now I try to give some dimensional formulas for the physical quantities by using this. At that time I discussed about scalar and vector also, right? Okay, children. Dimensional formula. So we remember one thing. In which way? How can we write the dimensional formulas for the physical quantities? This is the very most important one. Once again I am repeating. How can you write dimensional formulas for the physical quantities? How many ways we have? Yes, there are the two ways. One way is we can represent the dimensional formula for the physical quantity by using the formula. And second one, by using the SI unit of the physical quantity. That means unit. Once again I am repeating. When you want to represent the dimensional formula for the physical quantity in terms of their fundamental quantities, there are two ways are there. One is by using the formula and second one by using the unit. Then how can it possible? So I try to explain with an example, right? Look at here. First of all, area. Is area the physical quantity? Yes. Why? Because it is measurable. Area is measurable, but it is not a fundamental quantity, it is derived quantity. Okay, children, look at here. What is the formula we have to for area? Length into breadth. Length into breadth. This is the formula about that which gives information about the area. So what is the SI unit for the area? Look at here, length and breadth, that means meter into meter, which is nothing but meter square. So meter square, this is the SI unit for the area. Okay, okay children, area, length into breadth. The SI unit for length and breadth is meter into meter, here meter square. So what is the task now? Now we want to write the dimension formula for the physical quantity area. So look at here, what are the three important dimensional terms we have? Mass, length, time. Look at here carefully, mass, length, time. So in this area expression, there is no more of mass. There is no more information about mass. That means mass is 0. Length. So in this expression, area, length into breadth right now. So meter into meter, that means meter square. Meter, that which gives information about the physical quantity of length, that means L square, L power 2. There is no need of expression of time here. That means finally the dimensional formula for the area is nothing but L power 2. Is it clear to all of you? L power 2. This is the dimensional formula for the area. Once again I am repeating. So now what we are doing? We are deriving the dimensional formula by using the formula and by using the unit also. That's why already we previously told no, dimensional formula is the expression for the unit of a physical quantity in terms of their fundamental quantities. Once again I am repeating, dimensional formula is nothing but an expression for the unit of a physical quantity by using the dimensional, that means by using the fundamental quantity terms. So nothing but the dimensional formula. Here L power 2 is the dimensional formula for the area. Is it clear? Now another example. In today's class I am ready to explain 10 examples. Look at here. And next one, volume. Volume. What is the formula for the volume? Length into breadth into height. This is the formula for the physical quantity volume. So what is the SI unit for the volume? Meter into meter into meter. That means meter cube, right? Here meter is the unit that which represents the physical property of length, right? So now we try to write the dimensional formula for this one. M L T. In this expression volume, there is no need of mass and there is no need of time, but there is a length representation is there. Okay, right? So length into breadth into height, meter into meter into meter, meter cube. So now we are writing the dimension formula by using this unit of the physical quantity. Here mass presence is not there, time presence is also not there. M power 3, here meter, that which gives information about the length, that means L power 3. And finally the dimensional formula for the volume is nothing but L power 3. Okay children, so are you clear? Right. So this is the expression for the volume. And next one, so look at here, is volume is a vector or scalar? How can you say? Volume is a vector or scalar? Already according to the definition we have the physical quantity which one has only magnitude, that is a scalar. The physical quantity whose have both magnitude and direction, that is called the vector. So try to say, is volume is a vector or scalar? Look at here, volume is only scalar quantity. Why? Because here magnitude is only there. There is no need of representation of any direction here. That means volume is a scalar. Okay. And next, third one. Density. What is the formula for the density? Density is nothing but the mass per volume. Unit mass per volume is nothing but the density. Now we try to define the dimension formula for this one. So first of all, we try to write the SI unit for this one. Mass per volume, that means kilogram. The SI unit for mass is kilogram, volume meter cube. Kilogram per meter cube, this is the unit for the volume density in SI system. So now we try to write the dimension formula for this one. MLT, right? So look at here, kilogram per meter cube only. So there is the numerator and denominator is there. So you can also write like this. When you want to write the dimensional formula for the kg, that means kg means m power 1, mass only. There is no need of length here. There is no need of time here. In denominator, meter cube is there. That means meter, that which gives the information about the length. That means L power 3. No need of mass, no need of time. So what is the final formula for the final dimension formula for this density? M power 1, which is in numerator, L power 3 in denominator. M power 1 by L power 3. When it comes upwards, M power 1, L power minus 3. So this is the dimensional formula for the density. So M power 1, L power minus 3. There is no need to represent time here according to the formula and unit, right? So M power 1, L power minus 3. This is the dimensional formula for the density. Is it clear? Now I ask you one question: is density is a vector or scalar? Is density is a vector or scalar? Right? Simply density is nothing but here scalar quantity. Why? Because only magnitudes are there, mass and volume. Unit mass per unit volume. Magnitude presence is there. There is no need of direction. That means density is the scalar quantity. Is it clear, all of you? And next one, fourth one, velocity. Velocity. What is the formula for the velocity? Velocity is nothing but displacement by time. How can we define the displacement? How can we define the displacement? Displacement is nothing but the shortest distance between the 2 points. Once again I am repeating. Displacement is nothing but the shortest distance between the 2 points. We remember one thing. Displacement is a vector quantity. Why? Because there is a direction is there from one point to exactly another point. Okay, that means the product of vector and scalar is also vector. Here velocity is also vector quantity. Why? Because it has both magnitude and direction. Of course, time, it is a scalar quantity. Okay, children. So now we try to write the dimensional formula for the velocity. So displacement, what is the SI unit for the displacement by time? Meter per second. Meter per second. Here m, that which gives information about the length, seconds, that which gives information about the time. Simply the dimension formula is like L power 1, L means length here, by T power 1. So how can you write this one? L power 1 T power minus 1. This is the dimensional expression for the velocity. So L power 1 T power minus 1 is the expression, the dimensional formula for the velocity. Okay, children, is it clear? And next one, speed. Look at here, speed. How can we define the speed? What is the formula we have to speed? Speed is nothing but distance traveled by time taken. There is a small variation we have in between the displacement and distance. Already we know one thing. How can we define the displacement? The shortest distance between the 2 points. Of course, displacement is the vector quantity. Then how can we define the distance? The total length traveled by a body. That means the total length covered by a body is nothing but the distance. Here distance is a scalar quantity. Why? Because there is a magnitude is there. Okay, children, the distance between from one place to another place is 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers. There is the numerical value. That means magnitude is only there, but no more direction there. Okay, that means speed is the scalar quantity. So distance by time. What is the SI unit for the speed? Look at here, the unit what we have for the velocity is the same for the speed also. Why? Because just there is a small variation. It is a velocity. That means it is a vector quantity. It is a scalar quantity. So meter per second. This is the SI unit for the speed. Now we try to write the dimensional formula for this one. So according to the dimensional formula, meter, that which gives information about the length, that means L power 1 by second, that which gives information about the time. So finally L power 1 T power minus 1. This is the dimensional formula expression for the speed physical quantity. So what we observe here, the dimensional formula what we have for the velocity is the same for the speed also. L power 1 T power minus 1, L power 1 T power minus 1. Only one variation is there. This is the So that means velocity is the vector quantity and speed is the scalar quantity. That is the only difference we have here. Is it clear, children? And next one. And next one, and very important one also, force. Already we know about the force. How can we define it? Force is nothing but pull or push. It has both magnitude and direction. It has both magnitude as well as direction. That means force is a vector quantity. Very, very most important. So what is the formula for the force? Force F equal to mass into acceleration. So what is the formula we have to force? Force F equal to mass into acceleration. I think before going to discuss about this one, first we try to define the what is the dimension formula for acceleration, right? Now we go along with acceleration. Acceleration, the rate of change of velocity is nothing but the acceleration, right? The rate of change of velocity is nothing but the acceleration. That means acceleration is nothing but velocity by time. This is the formula for the acceleration, velocity by time. So generally, what we know, what we want to know to derive the dimension, unit for that one, velocity by time. So already we know that velocity is the vector quantity. That means centimeter per second. This is the SI unit for the velocity. Centimeter per second. This is the SI unit for velocity, and time second. That means we can write like this: centimeter per second into 1 by second. So it finally centimeter per second square. This is the SI unit for the acceleration. Are you understand clearly? Acceleration is nothing but rate of change of velocity with respect to the time interval. Velocity, the SI unit for velocity is centimeter per second, time second. So centimeter per second by second is nothing but centimeter per second square. So unit is there. So when you know the unit clearly, we can easily derive the dimension formula for that one. So centimeter per second square. So look at here, centimeter per second square. Now try to write the dimension formula. Centimeter. So in generally, we represent in SI system right now. Meter. That means meter per second square. Meter per second square. Okay. So meter, that which gives information about the length. That means L by T square. Meter, that which gives information about the length, time square, second square, that which gives information about the time square. So L by T square, it can be written like as L power 1 T power minus 2. That means L power 1 T power minus 2. This is the dimension formula for the acceleration. Is it clear? Okay. So in this expression we use only SI terms, SI units. That's why I replace centimeter with meter. Here, right? Okay. Now we go along with force. What is the force formula we have? Force F equal to mass into acceleration. Already now we prove what is the dimension formula for the acceleration. Force F equal to mass into acceleration. What is the SI unit for the force? Kilogram kg. Acceleration. What is the SI unit for the acceleration? Just now I don't know. Meter per second square. Kilogram into meter per second square. This is the SI unit for the force. Now we try to write the dimension formula for this physical quantity, right? So there are the two expressions are there. Product is there. Of course, force is a vector quantity, right? So MLT into MLT. According to the expression of the dimensional formulas, kg, that which gives information of the mass, m power 1. Here length is not there, time is not there. Is it clear? Second one, the product of kg into meter per second square. So meter per second square, here there is numerator and there is a denominator is there, m power mlt. So meter, that which gives information about the length, that means no need of mass and no need of time, right? L power 1. Second square, that which gives information about the time, that means t power 2. No need of mass, no need of length, right? So finally we can write like this: m power 1 into L power 1 when it comes opposite t power minus 2. And finally, the dimensional expression for the physical quantity force is nothing but m power 1 L power 1 t power minus 2. Is it clear? This is the very most important one. M power 1, L power 1, T power minus 2. This is the mechanism process to derive the dimension formula. When you want to derive the dimension formula for any physical quantity, we have to know the formula and we can express with the units also. So when you know the unit exactly, we can easily derive the dimension formula for that one. So once again repeating, force, it is a vector quantity. Why? Because it has both magnitude and direction. The formula expression for the force is nothing but mass into acceleration. Here acceleration is nothing but rate of change of velocity. In SI system, the unit is kilogram into meter per second square. So this is the unit for that one. So this is the dimension formula for that one. M power 1, L power 1, T power minus 2. Is it clear, children? Right. And next one. Work and energy. Work and energy. In previously, we derived the dimension formula for the speed and velocity. What we observe? One is vector, another one is scalar. That is the only difference we have. But the dimension formula for both are same, right? So in this expression, work and energy also, that situation is happened here. Work and energy also have the same dimension formula. How can it be possible? Now I try to explain. So what is the formula for the work and how can you define it? Work is nothing but the product of force into displacement, F into S. Work W equal to F into S. Right? Already we know the expression for the force. What is the SI unit for the force? Kilogram into meter per second square. Here displacement is nothing but meter only. Displacement only. Once again I am repeating, work, the formula we have for work is force into displacement. Here force is nothing but kilogram into meter per second square, and displacement which indicates the length, meter. So now we try to derive the dimension formula for this one, right? Okay, kilogram into meter per second. So in previous already I told you what is the dimension formula for the force. Okay, look at it according to the formula, kilogram, that means mass into meter per second square, that means L by T square, into length only, that means L power 1. And second I am repeating, this is the dimension formula for the derived from the unit, kilogram into meter per second square. Here kilogram, that which gives information about the mass, meter, that which gives information about the length, seconds, that which gives information about the time. So M power 1 into L by T square into length, that which indicates the meter, L power 1. So what is the final dimension formula for the expression of the work we have? Look at here, M power 1 into L power 1 T power minus 2. Here T power 2 is in denominator, when it comes upward T power. Okay children, so kilogram into meter per second square into meter according to their formula. This is the SI unit for the work in SI system. So dimension formula is kilogram is nothing but M power 1 into L power 1 by second square, that means T square, into meter, that which gives information about the length. Is it clear children? So final the dimension formula is M power 1 into L power 1. So here T power square is in denominator, when it comes upward the inverse coming there, T power minus 2 into L power 1. So the final dimension formula for this expression is nothing but M power 1 L power 1 into L power 1 according to A power M into A power N equal to A power M plus N, that means L power 2 into T power minus 2. This is the dimensional formula for the work done. So what we are told previously, work and energy have the same dimension formula. How can is it possible? Of course, work and energy are the two different physical quantities, but the dimension formula is same. How? That means, look at here carefully, work done. Here, the energy is, when you want to do some work, we need some energy. There is an interrelation we have between the work and energy. Is it clear? When you want to do, we need some energy. That means at the time of doing work, the energy is transposed from one place to another place in one form to another form. That's why work and energy have the same dimensional powers. Right? That means the dimension formula for the work is M power 1, L power 2, T power minus 2. Then what is the dimensional formula for the energy? Same. That means energy is equal to M power 1, L power 2, T power minus 2. Once again I am repeating, The dimensional formula what we have for the work is same we have for the energy. Why? Because in that work done the energy is transferred from one form to another form, from one place to another place. That's why units are same. So finally the energy dimensional formula for the energy is nothing but m power 1 L power 2 T power minus 2. Is it clear? M power 1 L power 2 T power minus 2. So this is the expression for the work and energy. Next one, impulse. 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 How can we define the impulse? A large amount of force acts in a short interval of time. Right? Impulse. A large amount of force acts in a short interval of time. The formula for the impulse is nothing but force into time. Okay. Now I try to derive the SI unit for the force, which is nothing but kilogram into meter per second square. Why? Because force F equal to mass into acceleration. From that one, kilogram into meter per second square. This is the SI unit for the force. Into time, nothing but second. Now we try to derive the dimensional formula for this one. Kg mass m power 1 into meter L power 1 by second square T power 2 into second T power 1. Next step, m power 1 into L power 1 T power minus 2. Here T power 2 is in denominator. When it comes upward it inverse like as, and T power 1. So the final dimensional formula for the impulse is nothing but m power 1 L power 1 and T power minus 1. So this is the dimensional formula for the impulse. Is it clear, children? Right. And next one, power. Power. So what is the formula for the power? Power P equal to work by time. Once again I am repeating, power P equal to work by time. Already we know the dimensional formula for the work. What is that one? M power 1 L power 2 and T power minus 2 by time T power 1, right? So look at here, next step, m power 1 L power 2 T power minus 2 into T power minus 1. When it comes upwards it's inverse like x. So the dimensional formula, final dimensional formula for the power is nothing but m power 1 L power 2 and T power minus 3. Is it clear? This is the dimensional expression for the power. So, my dear children, in today's class, we are going to discuss briefly about what are the dimensions and dimension formulas and what are the some important 10 dimensional formulas. Okay, I selected actually 30 dimensional formulas which are regularly we use in the different physics phenomena. So in this session 10 physical quantities are completed. In next session I will complete it remaining also. I hope this class is very useful to all of you. Thank you to all.